Malami's security directive on Edo House of Assembly a nullity, says PDP. The People's Democratic Party says the directive by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to the Inspector General of Police to provide security for certain individuals parading themselves as members-elect of the Edo House of Assembly is a thoughtless unconstitutionality, and to that effect, it is null and void. Our party says nothing in Section 90, 91, 101, and 104 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, cited by the Attorney General, Malami, empowers him to go to the streets of any part of our nation to assemble some clowns and declare them members-elect of any House of Assembly without electoral mandate. Perhaps the Attorney General should be made aware that the said individuals have been absent for 180 days, during which they abandoned their mandate and for which their seats were declared vacant in line with the rules of the legislature and according to the laws of this country. It is trite in law that with their seats declared vacant by the House, they have consequently lost their memberships and respective mandates. Furthermore, the Attorney General ought to have availed himself of the fact that the Edo State House of Assembly, as constitutionally constituted, had written to the Independent National Electoral Commission asking it to conduct fresh elections into the vacant seats in line with the provisions of our Constitution and the Electoral Act. If the AGF had bothered to get its facts correctly before issuing the unconstitutional warrant for the Gestapo operation of the IGP, he would have known that the matter of the declaration of the seats of the errand members and the request for the conduct of fresh election to fill the vacant seats are pending in competent courts at the instance of his clients, and therefore it is sub judice for him to speak on it or cause an action to be taken. Yet, Malami is painfully our nation's federal law officer. However, we may have to remind the AGM to go back to the Constitution and recheck if any sections warrant him to take any action whatsoever which compromise, derogate, or infringe the powers donated to any court in Nigeria apart from the powers of nolle prosequi of his office. Our party holds that there is no part of the 1999 Constitution as amended which enabled him to do so. The PDP wants to make it abundantly clear to Malami and his All Progressives Congress that he does not possess the powers of a competent court, and as such cannot, in any stroke of imagination, make any judicial declaration whatsoever on a matter that is before a court of competent jurisdiction. Furthermore, our party insists that there is no provision in Section 90, 91, 101, 104 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, or any other provision of the Constitution of our nation, for that matter, that empowers him to do that. What Nigerians expected of the AGF was for him to advise his clients to wait for the ruling of the court and perhaps prepare for their by-elections if they still wish to be in the Edo State House of Assembly. The PDP and indeed all well-meaning Nigerians, particularly the people of Edo State, completely reject this thoughtless and partisan directive of the AGF, which is directly responsible for Thursday's attempt to topple the democratic order of the Edo State House of Assembly. It is rather unfortunate for the Attorney General of the Federation to ask the IGP to provide security for impostors. That directive in itself is reckless. Nigerians can now see those who provided the arsenal for the failed coup against democratic order in Edo State, as well as those engineering a breakdown of law and order in the state. The PDP urges Nigerians to avoid the PDP urges Nigerians to hold the Attorney General, Malami, responsible should there be any violence before, during, and after the Edo State governorship election arising from the content of his ill-advised letter. Our party therefore charges the Inspector General of Police to disregard this misguided partisan directive by the Attorney General, as well as ask him to ensure that the police is not entangled in such a partisan agenda against the people of Edo State. Thank you very much. Good morning. The statement by the United States of America is welcome. is an advice to all parties, particularly those who are intending to use fake police, because what they normally do is to set up fake policemen like they did in Kogi, like they did in Osun, like they did in Kano, to come and unleash mayhem. But the people of Edo State are prepared to resist fake policemen on their land. And that is why we are cautioning the IGP not to allow the directive, which is illegal anyway, from the Attorney General to mislead the force. These are not lawmakers. And that is why we have said clearly that the Attorney General of the Federation has no powers under the 1999 Constitution as amended to go around the streets of Nigeria and assemble clowns and tag them as members-elect. It is totally unacceptable. And as such, our party is insisting, and we know it as a fact, that the laws are on our side and on the side of Governor Obaseki and the Speaker of the House of Assembly.